Hey everybody, it's Shawn Bailey from Game On. We're in Mifflin County for Goose Day. We're going to go to all these fantastic restaurants and see how they can prepare goose the best way. Too bad they're not cooking duck. Here we are at Smokin' Deli. I heard these guys have some fantastic food. I cannot wait to see what they put together for Goose Day. Must be Aaron.
I'm Aaron.
Shawn Bailey, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Happy Goose Day.
Happy Goose Day to you.
I love this setup. How long have you owned this?
We've been here about a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
And what all do you do here? It's not just a deli.
No, we're more of a smoking deli.
Smokin' Deli, you're right.
We do more of the smoke theme, kind of a barbecue joint. But it's more than that. We have the homemade salads, and every day we have a product of the day.
Right?
So like every Monday is chicken, every Tuesday is hot sauce sandwiches.
So it's fresh and people can look forward to it.
Yeah. So yeah, we feature one meal a day.
Right?
So that it's fresh and it keeps turning over.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Yep.
You Goose Day, Happy Goose Day. Did you make a nice dish for that, or?
We made soup this year for Goose Day.
Nice. What kind of soup?
It's goose, corn, and noodle soup.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, instead of the chicken, corn, and noodle, we just substituted it with the goose.
Right? It is so tender. That's some low and slow.
That's just the low and slow oven roasted. Yeah.
And there's not the goosey flavor. What you do anything for the flavor?
No, we take the grease off when we catch all the broth, of course, to make to put in the soup, and we skim the grease off.
I think that's where the flavor's at.
Yeah.
You got the bad flavors in the fat.
Yeah.
Well, this is delicious. You did a great job, man.
Thank you.
Happy Goose Day.
Happy Goose Day to you.
Wow. It is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Just give it a taste. You tell me if you think it's greasy squirrel or not. We won't hold you.
That was always my opinion.
Yes. I taste a little bit. It tastes like a real rich chicken. They really did a great job. Hello, sir.
Hey, Shawn, how you doing?
Doing great. How's yourself?
Great to see you.
Finally found it. It's a beautiful place you have here.
Hey, middle of Mifflin County.
There you go.
Love to have you.
Happy Goose Day.
Happy Goose Day.
Let's go talk about your entrees.
Oh, that'd be great. To start out, you want to try a glass of wine?
That's great.
Hey, we'll get some Tears of the Goose from Brookmere Winery. Can we get 2 glasses of wine, please?
Is this a local brewery?
Yes, it's right down the
winery,
road.
sorry.
It's a winery. It's right down the road in Belleville. It's owned by Ed and Cheryl Glick. And they make this right there, Tears of the Goose.
It sits right down the road.
Yeah, it's one of their popular sweet wines that they carry.
Goose Day.
Hey, happy Goose Day.
Wow. You said sweet, but it's not that sweet. It's actually nice.
Yep. It's good finishing drink for people after dinner and such. This is one of the appetizers. It's the only appetizer we're featuring for Goose Day. We have cornbread, and we grilled it, and we top it off with some goose, and then we made a blueberry sauce to go right on top. And we chose blueberries because of the fact that the birds eating blueberries, so it really enhances the flavor of the goose.
You say you
We grilled the cornbread.
And blueberries.
And then we make a blueberry reduction sauce. Go over top of it.
Wow. I think what's nice about this dish, you mentioned blueberry. At first I was like, wow, it's sweet. But it doesn't overtake the goose. It really leaves the goose real flavor there.
No, I think it complements the goose based on the fact that the goose's diet is probably, a lot of it is berries. So, we take fresh berries and we cook it down and reduce it. And it's just enough to bring actually the good flavor out of the goose.
Bring out the natural sugars and the berries is taking the flavor to the goose.
Correct. Instead of just being some, like a stringy meat, now, we're bringing out some great flavors and it finishes really well. And when you add the cornbread to it, the berries with the cornbread is just a good way to comfort food, with game.
A three-way handshake.
That's great.
And it's tender, so that must have been the slow cook process, right?
Absolutely.
That's gonna be my challenge, is trying to find a dish that's flavorful without taking out the goose and give that tenderness, and that was good.
Yep.
All right, now this is the one place I couldn't wait to come. Revival Kitchen. These guys in here do exactly what we do on our show, but they do it in a restaurant environment. I can't wait to see what they have set up for us with that goose. Now, when I walked in, I saw, you have leeks, jarred leeks. You use this in your dish.
Yes, sir. Wild ramps, love them. One of my favorite ingredients.
And you got them locally.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm sitting on a gold mine right here. Nobody else knows about them.
I recognized everything except the garlic.
Garlic scapes.
Yeah.
Also another favorite ingredient. It's the top of the garlic plant. So
Right.
It goes up to try and flower. It needs to be removed so the energy goes into producing the garlic bulb. If you don't remove it, you won't have proper garlic.
And it has flavor as well, garlic flavor.
Oh yeah, it's like a texture of asparagus and flavor of garlic. Mild garlic. It's unique flavor. If you like garlic, you like asparagus or green beans, you love these.
I love that.
Yep.
Now, growing up, were you very fond of Goose Day?
Not particularly. No. I had a pet goose when I was young.
Oh,
It
no.
disappeared the day before Goose Day. And you can imagine it ended up on somebody's dinner table
Oh,
for
yes?
Goose Day. So no, not too fond of Goose Day.
So you're
but
keeping your goose's memory by cooking goose today?
yes,
then, huh?
yes, we're honoring him and all his goose friends, and here we are. We got some goose on the table.
Which I know is your presentation here, which is a soup you're going to share with us today, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's goose confit soup with celery root and chestnuts. The French often pair goose with chestnuts. A lot of the time for Christmas dinner, you roast a goose. Chestnuts are almost always one of the garnishes. So one of the waiters that works here, Alan, was nice enough to give me some chestnuts out of his backyard. And
From tree to restaurant.
Yep, he picked them yesterday, and I roasted them today, and here they are in your soup.
And I noticed it's a nice presentation here. So you saute it, put it together, and then you actually bring the broth to the table. Now.
Yes, waiter will bring the broth to the table. That way, and pour table side. That way, soup stays nice and hot. Customer can see everything that's in their soup, and it just makes for a little nicer presentation.
It's the whole plate.
Yep.
Well, let's try it out.
Yeah.
Now, with the broth, how'd you make the broth with the goose?
We started with a really nice chicken stock.
Yep.
And then I roasted all my goose bones, nice and roasty toasty, with some celery, onions, and carrots. Fortified the chicken stock with the goose bones, seasoned it up, and that's about it. Kind of let the vegetables and the goose meat swim in
So
a
it's
nice
simple, just the flavor. You don't have to load it with
It's like your mom's really good chicken broth, but it's got goose flavor.
I was going to try a little bit here. Wow. That's delicious.
Good vegetables, good goose.
Goose is tender.
Yep.
And that's some low and slow, as everyone says.
Yes, that went about 8 hours at 225 in goose fat.
That is phenomenal. I highly recommend someone come and trying this. Now, this is just a plate of the week, right?
Yes. Yep, this is special just for Goose Day. I've never made this soup before, but happy I did. I think it turned out pretty well. And
I think you nailed it.
hope the customers enjoy it.
And I think that fits the theme of your restaurant. You have a different menu almost weekly.
Yes.
Depends what's
Yes.
nature's to offer, right?
Yes, we do. We work very closely with some local farmers, and whatever's coming out of the ground is what's going on the table.
That is delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shawn.
I appreciate Happy Goose Day.
Yeah, happy Goose Day.
I'm going to finish this if
Yeah,
you don't
please
mind.
do. Please
Cheers.
do.
We're at JPs Restaurant here, and they are known for their home-cooked meal. And we're going to try their more traditional goose dinner. Oh, it's going to be good. How you doing? Shawn Bailey, game on.
Leslie Kaufman.
Nice to meet you, Leslie.
Nice to meet you.
Beautiful place you have here.
Thank you. How are you? We're welcoming you to JP's Restaurant.
Well, thank you. Happy Goose Day.
Happy Goose Day to you.
How long have you been participating in Goose Day?
Since they opened in 1976.
Wow, you've been at it since 76?
Yes.
you
Meal
always-
every year.
Same meal?
Same meal.
I heard it's delicious.
Roast goose, mashed potatoes with gravy and stuffing or filling, depending on where you're from, and corn.
Well,
Would you like to try it?
I would love to try. That sounds fantastic. Oh, wow.
Here you go.
That looks fantastic. Now, how did you prepare the goose?
The folks put it in the oven last evening and cooked it overnight. Low.
Low and slow.
Low and slow. We ladled grease off a couple times because it tends to be a greasy meal. And then they strained the broth, made the gravy. We made our mashed potatoes and our stuffing, as we call it here, and our corn. And we've been serving it all day to folks that come in.
Do you ever run out of goose?
We have. Most years we run out. We
Wow,
have to tell people that. Sorry, we're out.
How many geese do you go through? A gander?
A gander maybe.
Yeah.
As long as they don't fly away, we put 3 or 4 in the oven. And
Every time?
Every time.
Wow. And that's why people don't realize it's not like a turkey. Actually, you got to pull it apart. It's more like a red meat, right?
Yes, it is. Darker meat. People want white meat. Geese, goose do not have white meat.
And I heard the other tradition, the darker the meat, the harder the winter, correct?
That's correct.
That's the known. And if you eat this, as they told us the other restaurant, you'll be good for the year.
There you go. Good fortune.
Good fortune.
Good wealth.
Now I understand there's another tradition with dessert here about a
Dessert
cake.
and a cake.
What's the dish? The cake?
There was a gentleman, Mr. Pontius. He went to Harrisburg area to get a tenant to farm his farm, and he met Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter came and they made an agreement on September 29th. And while he was there, Mr. Pontius's niece was there, and she decided that he told a story about at Michaelmas Day in Europe. In Britain, they bake a cake and they put a ring in the batter so that whoever finds the ring becomes married within the year.
Oh, wow.
So she decided that she wanted to try that because she would like to get married, and lo and behold, she found the ring, and her and Mr. Hunter got married.
Wow.
Let me get you a piece of cake.
You celebrate that as well here?
We celebrate that as well. It's a vanilla cake with white frosting, or you can have your choice of peanut butter with chocolate, because that's what our folks here want most of the time.
There's only one problem though. I'm already married. What if I get the ring?
Maybe you could give it to somebody.
Ah, there you go. Like the flowers. I would love to try that.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Thank you. Oh, that's a delicious looking cake.
Well, we'll set it here for later. How's that?
Well, tell me more about this. Is there any special spices or anything?
We do not use any spices. We just cook the goose in a little water so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the roasting pan while it's slow all day, or all night as it goes. And then in the morning...
No spices at all?
None. None.
Wow, it really looks fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Now, is it all breast? Is it breast and thigh?
Breast and thigh. We clean up the whole entire goose and make sure that we try not to have bones, but for the most part, you don't get a lot of bones.
Correct.
It's not like a turkey where there's a...
Yeah, I noticed the ribs more like a plate more than bones.
Right.
That's where you get all the bones in the turkey.
Correct.
May I try it?
Sure.
I can see why you don't change it for 75 or how many years. This is delicious.
Thank you.
And there's no spice on it.
No spice on it.
Just the natural juices.
Just the natural juices. And we save some and make the gravy with the juice.
Right?
Broth. Lots of people like to come here and eat with their families and enjoy.
Right.
Sit. They talk. They know each other.
That's what we realize is people and families aren't getting together anymore. And here's a place to have a home-cooked meal and have a family atmosphere without the work in the kitchen. And don't have to do the dishes.
Leave that for us.
I know. Hopefully leave the tip as well.
Yes, hopefully so.
But it's so great to see restaurants still open like this, providing a fantastic home-cooked meal.
Thank you.
And the goose is phenomenal.
Thank
This
you.
is well worth the stop.